First of all, is that at this range, in the amount of blood that came out, you don't have any on you. Another thing I don't understand is why did you not hear, or why did you not see anything? Like you hearing someone run down the hallway or a shadow. Why did they leave a witness right there who was facing them when they pulled the trigger?
On February 21st, 2008, at about 3:30 a.m., dispatchers received this rather confusing call from a home in Minden, Nevada.
Douglas County 911, address of your emergency.
Wellsworth, please.
And what's going on there?
I think I just heard a loud noise. I don't know if someone broke into our house and shot my husband. I was sleeping. I heard a gun noise go off, and I tried waking him up, and then I thought he got sick, so...
You heard a gun noise and what?
Yes, I heard a gun noise. I don't know if the person's still in here. I left out my front door, and it's open, but I'm afraid to go out there.
Okay, just stay where you're at. Are you in a room that you can lock?
Yeah.
Okay, so this gun noise is like a gunshot?
Yeah. I turned off the light to wake up my husband, and it's really, really bad.
What's really bad?
My husband.
Did he shoot himself?
No.
Where's your husband at?
No, lay down, lay down. I'm so sorry.
Where's your husband at?
He's in our room. He was laying next to me.
Okay, is he awake?
No, he's dead.
He's dead.
Mm-hmm.
So you think somebody came in and shot him?
Yeah.
The woman crying into the receiver is Melissa Oxley, wife of 36-year-old Benjamin Oxley. Melissa awoke around 3 o'clock that morning to find her husband lying next to her, unresponsive and resting on blood-soaked pillows. According to her, she was awakened by a loud pop, but didn't see anyone or anything around that could have made the noise. Besides her and her Ben, the only others inside the home were Ben's 6-year-old daughter, Alyssa, and Melissa's 17-year-old brother, Craig Nichols.
I know, lay down, Miss.
Who are you talking to right now?
My daughter. And I can't get in to go see my brothers here.
Did you see anybody?
No.
Do you know where the gun is? Is the gun laying by your husband?
Right next to him. I haven't even looked.
Okay, where are you in the house right now?
I'm in my daughter's bedroom.
Were you laying next to your husband when this happened?
Yeah, I was sleeping. And I heard this loud noise. And like something hit me in the head, and I was like, oh, that's weird. So I get up, and I'm like, 'cause I smell gunpowder, and I get up, and I'm like, babe, did you hear that? And then I thought he had gotten sick. I was like, babe, he got sick. And I turned on the light because I just see a little blood going next to me.
Okay, and you said the front door is open?
Mm-hmm.
And was the front door open when you went to bed?
No.
Is the front door normally unlocked?
Yes.
Did you hear any vehicles take off or anything?
No. No.
Okay, so when you woke up, you didn't see anybody running? You didn't hear anybody running?
No. It took me a minute to register, to think what the heck's going on.
Okay, what kind of weapons are typically in the house?
Oh no, he has hunting guns, and I don't think they're normally in the house. I think they're normally in the garage.
Has your husband been depressed at all lately or anything like that?
No, not at all. We just got married not even a year ago. There's someone here. Are they here?
I don't think so. What do you hear?
Someone else. I think in my kitchen.
You hear somebody in your kitchen?
Mm-hmm.
Do you hear footsteps or do you hear rattling around?
No, well, it's kind of like a pet.
Do you have a dog or animal?
No, we have 2 cats.
2 cats?
Please don't hurry.
Okay, they're going as fast as they can, actually. And it sounds like they're arriving on scene here any minute now.
A minute later, police burst through the door and immediately rushed to the kitchen where the shooter was reportedly making noise. But it was clear that there was no one inside the small kitchen, so they began clearing each room of the home, during which time they recovered Melissa, Alyssa, and Craig, but no one else. After getting the trio outside, the officers made their way into the master bedroom, but quickly withdrew after witnessing the horrifying scene inside. They rounded the bed to get a closer look at Ben, and that's when they noticed that the lower section of the back of Ben's head was missing. It had been blown off as a result of what appeared to be a large gunshot wound, presumably from a shotgun. Shortly after Ben was confirmed to be deceased, a group of detectives began buzzing around the crime scene, while a short distance away, another group of detectives was at the police station questioning Melissa, Alyssa, and Craig.
Of course, I keep asking you questions so we can continue to you understand, change, to see what's what, and try to completely eliminate you and Craig, so we can keep working on those other persons. Okay. First of all, you can put your Miranda rights on that I read to you. You understand? You understand? You want to keep talking right now? You can have your own free will. Do you guys have a life insurance policy?
Yeah.
What is it a large amount? What is it?
I don't know how much it is.
Everybody, paints you guys as a model couple. And you're upset. I'm just gonna keep trying to talk you through it so you can just keep going. So, obviously couples argue.
We don't.
Never argued.
We didn't.
Never argued at all. How did you solve your differences?
We didn't have many.
Correct me if I'm trying to remember. What?
We just talked. We never yelled at each other.
You guys, did you date prior? You've been married a year and a half, approximately, you said?
Yeah, we've been almost 4.
And almost together 4. So it's been 4 years you've been together.
During that custody battle, did you ever get stressed out or angry or lose control?
Frustrated.
Frustration is normal. It's a very tense situation, so that's not really a big deal.
Yeah, no.
How's finances in your house right now?
Fine. We have our bills, but we're not in debt, and we were trying to get them all paid off this year. That was our goal, to buy a house.
Mm-hmm. So there's not a tremendous amount of debt?
Not at all.
Okay, I need to talk about some evidence things real fast. This being your bed, okay? We'll say the pillows are here.
Mm-hmm.
Where were you sleeping? Okay. And where was Ben, we'll say? How close to you?
Pretty semi-close. My face was facing his, so my face was here, and he was there.
So what would you say this distance was? And a guess?
1 inch, 2 inches, I guess. I don't know.
Do you guys usually sleep where you're kind of cuddling, touching?
No. Normally we sleep back to back.
Back to back?
Well, because I fall asleep first, and I'm always comfortable on that side because I have back problems.
But you guys sleep close together, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
And what were you wearing when you went to bed?
What you saw me in.
Okay.
When the police first encountered Melissa, she was wearing a gray hoodie which was covered in blood splatter, but her face was relatively clean. If you add that onto the fact that she's claiming to have slept through the murder, which, according to her, would have occurred just inches from her face, then the detectives already have plenty of reason to doubt her story.
And I always have that because in Melissa don't sleep with blankets on.
I'm going to go over some stuff. You said you got up about 2 o'clock?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know it was 2?
Because I remember looking at a clock or seeing a clock, and then in the bed everything was fine, and then I remember hearing ruckus in the kitchen a little bit, thinking it was just a cat, and going back to bed, and then that sound, I remember hearing a gunshot. I didn't know it was a gunshot, but just a loud noise, and then I thought I was dreaming, but then my ear was ringing, and I'm like, am I dreaming? And then I started smelling the gun smoke, and that's what made me wake up and Ben, are you there? Something I remember hitting me on the head.
What do you mean?
Something hit me. I don't know if it was a system, I don't know. No. Craig made us dinner on the couch, and I don't remember being, I fell asleep. I remember Ben trying to wake me up and say, hey babe, come to bed. I just fell asleep and I'm tired. Working 2 jobs is not.
You said you heard some noise in the kitchen. You described this kind of randomly.
It sounds it sounded like pots or pans, or I was like, oh, the cats are jumping over the sink, and that's what I thought, dishes or them knocking a plant down, because that's all very normal.
From that time that you heard that noise to when you heard the gunshot, had you gone back to sleep, or was it?
Yeah.
So you don't know what the time delay was or the difference.
What I'm seeing, and I have to confront you on some things to make sure I understand what's going on, is first of all is that at this range, in the amount of blood that came out, you don't have any on you. Okay, there should have been some amounts of blood on you.
And that's what's weird. So I got up, I heard those noises, and I got up and I went out.
Okay.
On my own. And at that time I remember looking at Ben, he was fine. I just shook him. Didn't see anything. And it was still dark in there. So I have no idea. So I went out there, and then I came back, and that's when I was babe, I tried going over to the side, and I kneeled on the bed and was like, babe, you're throwing up. I was like, babe, you're getting sick, because that's what I saw in the dark. But that's when I heard gurgling, and that's when I saw stuff coming out, and then I went and turned on the light and realized what had happened.
Another problem, if this is the wall, here's your nightstand, is that the angle trajectory of everything, there is little pellets Okay? At the level that should have struck you.
I normally am lower than Ben.
Okay.
Laying in bed. Like, he always has pillows and I lie pretty flat. Like, and if anything, I have like normally a little purple pillow.
Okay.
Just smaller. I do remember something hitting me, but I don't know. I don't know.
Another problem I'm having is you're closed. There's a difference between when something lands on you and makes a mark and when there's a pool and you lay in something. Can you understand what I'm saying? It soaks. Your clothes and everything have appearance of something that you laid in, like you laid down into the blood, as opposed to it being cast upon you.
Well, when I got up, there wasn't anything on me. Like, I don't think anything got on me until I came back to get him when I walked down the hall, and like, it didn't come out. I don't know.
How do you...
And I kneeled down on the bed.
Okay.
Like, I thought he was puking.
Okay, now, your handprint is right here on his back, like you told me, shaking him.
Mm-hmm.
From this position. So you shook him from here?
Yeah, but I also was... there should be one, like, on his shoulder, I think, facing me.
Another thing I don't understand is why, if somebody shoots him, okay, and I understand this is a concussion of some kind and woke you up, why did you not hear, or why did you not see anything? Like you hear someone run down the hallway, or a shadow, or a car drive away.
I didn't go all the way out there, but I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Another issue I got is the rounds that got him are rounds that are in the house. And the same type of what looks to be number 8 birdshot shotgun rounds. You see why I'm concerned a little bit?
And I do, but I don't touch guns. I haven't.
You're doing really good, Rose. You're doing really good.
Because they're not easy, but I have to do the right thing for him, for you, and this county, okay? And I really need you to tell me the truth.
I don't know.
Okay. Sometimes people's involvement goes beyond just... It doesn't mean you didn't pull the trigger, but sometimes people know more than they want to tell or share. And I really need it all.
I honestly don't know. And I just don't see my brother doing it. Like, he's the one that does the guns, but I just don't. He's not. I have no idea.
You see, and the problems, they're there is if you're just a random murder, why don't they take you out? I mean, you're right there.
That's what I thought.
You're a
That's
witness.
why my only thing is like, done. For them. Because her vendetta was with Ben.
But
why didn't they take out any of the rest of it?
Exactly. Why did they leave a witness right there who was facing them when they pulled the trigger?
I was so asleep, like I sleep sound.
Well, I'm not saying from your standpoint, from their standpoint.
I don't know.
Why are they going to leave you there? And look at somebody that cares about you. Dawn doesn't care about you. Her boyfriend that she has doesn't care about you. Your explanations are okay?
I don't know what to tell you.
Just the truth is all I'm hoping you're giving me.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, in this point in this job...
I know it doesn't make sense to you, but it doesn't make sense to me either.
Not necessarily a huge bad thing, but it's stuff that I have
It's the worst feeling thinking that you're going to blame for your husband.
we will find out who did this, and the idea is to get there as fast as we can. But I will tell you that if you had some involvement, I'm just going to tell you, we're going to find it out. And I really don't want to have to go through those problems with you later. That's why we keep doing this over and over to make sure that we know for sure that you're...
I know, I'm sure. It has nothing to do with it.
Anything else with Dawn that you maybe have thought of? Or anyone else? Any other problems that we can start looking into? Like my partner said early on, who we've talked to, painted a very nice picture of you guys. You're respected a lot by your friends.
The name Dawn that the detective just mentioned is Benjamin's ex-wife, 39-year-old Dawn Oxley. The couple met in 1997, got married, and Dawn, who already had 2 children, gave birth to Ben's daughter Alyssa in 2001. However, by 2004, their 6-year-old marriage was coming to an end, and during the divorce process is when Ben met Melissa. The two couldn't have been happier together, and just a year and a half after meeting, the lovebirds got married on a beach in September 2006. Since their divorce, 39-year-old Dawn had also found a new boyfriend, 23-year-old James Matleen, and the two couples exchanged cordialities whenever Dawn picked Alyssa up for visitation from Ben, who was recently awarded full custody of her. In terms of family, Melissa's brother Craig was also a member of the Oxley residence and was there when the murder occurred.
You allowed me to take the gunshot residues test off your hands. I appreciate that. Any problem with me doing that?
No.
Why are you living with Melissa and Ben?
Because my mom got back together with Richard, and I don't like.
Go ahead and tell me what your take on today was. What happened?
I was sleeping, and then all of a sudden I got woke up with a bunch of lights in my face.
You didn't even hear anything going on, huh?
Not until the cop was walked in and was like, "We got one in here." Well, it had his lights in my face, so I couldn't see anything. And that's it.
What time did you go to bed?
I went to bed. I fell asleep on the couch with Melissa, and then I got up and went in my room at about 1 something. Melissa was still on the couch. I don't know what time she went to bed.
Is that something you normally do?
No.
Sleep on the couch? Does Melissa usually sleep on the couch?
No. They always sleep in the room.
How's your relationship with Ben?
Very well. I talked to him more than most of my brothers.
How'd it go? What was his mood last night?
Happy. We were all laughing at that movie.
He watched the movie with you?
Yeah.
You have guns?
I have a shotgun. It's not under my name. And then I have my brother, my younger brother, has his shotgun over there too.
And where are those at?
They were in the garage.
You think anybody would want to hurt Ben?
Everybody likes him. I really don't see anyone that would want to hurt him. Besides maybe his ex-wife, but that's like the only person that I could think of. Dawn, I think.
Why do you think she'd want to hurt him?
Well, I don't really think that's the only one that I could even think of that would want to hurt him. I don't know why. Maybe, well, they just got done a little bit ago with their court case for Alyssa, and Ben ended up winning it, so he's got full custody of Alyssa.
Is the house usually left unlocked?
Yeah.
Did you hear any cars going away?
Not until you guys got there. I did not hear anything.
I'm going to ask you bluntly, and I apologize for doing it, but I have to. Did you kill Ben?
No, I did not.
Okay. Would you be willing to take a polygraph?
What's that?
A polygraph is basically it's a lie detector.
Oh yeah, I'd take whatever.
And I'm sorry. I mean, it looks like somebody shot him in the head. There's some tissue there if you need some. Alyssa, how old are you?
6.
So, Alyssa, you told me in the bedroom. Can you tell me again what you told me about last night?
Well, I was just fast asleep. My mom, I saw her woke. I just heard this noise, talking and stuff, and I just got fast asleep when my mom heard the shot on my dad, and I just woke up when she turned on the light, and I heard that someone shot my dad.
Okay. What did you hear, though? Instead of what you heard people say, did you hear anything?
Don't think about what I was telling 911. Did you hear anything?
I heard...
Did you hear anybody walk or anything?
I think I heard a little creak at the door.
Okay. Did you see anybody?
No, I was just fast asleep, but I woke up and heard this creak at the front door. I heard it, and I just looked out, and I saw someone walking in, and then I just went back.
Do you know who they were?
I don't know who it was. And after that, I just saw my mom coming in, and blood was all over her.
Okay.
With Dawn being the only person who had any reason to be upset with Ben, the detectives decided to see if she could offer any answers. She lived only 20 minutes away from Ben, so the officers retrieved her and brought her into the station for questioning.
I watch this stuff on TV. This is not me.
Okay.
This is not my life.
Dawn,
why do I watch this stuff on TV?
I need to read Miranda before we say anything.
Okay.
Okay. That's
I have a right to.
Dawn, please. 221. It's 7:45. Case number 0804925. I'm here with Dawn Oxley. What time did you get to work yesterday?
4.
4? What time did you get off work?
Well, they signed me out at 8:15. I left at 8:30.
Did you go straight home?
Yeah.
You didn't stop anywhere?
No.
Okay. Who was at the house last night?
My son, Devin, my daughter, Brandy, and James. And James is my, best friend's son. He hangs out there a lot, and he helps me watch my kids when I'm at work.
And how old is James?
James is 21.
What's his last name?
Matt Lean, Matlean.
Are you romantically involved with James?
No. Him and I are just really good friends.
But he sleeps in your bed with you.
I mean, well, he sleeps in the bed. It doesn't mean he sleeps in the bed with me. But he sleeps in there, yes.
It's odd that Dawn felt the need to lie about her relationship with James, as open surveillance would later confirm to police that she and James were more than just friends. They went virtually everywhere together, and James was effectively a father figure to her kids. This lie will be a point of contention later in the case.
So Alyssa is your child together?
He hates me. The man hates me. He hates me for asking him for the divorce. He hates me for leaving him. He hates me for everything. He got remarried to Melissa, and that's who takes care of my daughter.
How does that make you feel?
How does that make me feel?
Yeah.
Melissa's a good person. I'm sure she could take care of her just fine. But it is my daughter. It would be nice if I could take care of her, but I try to make it okay by saying, you know what, I have 2 kids already, I'm a single parent, and maybe she'd be better off. I mean, the worst part of it, what hurts is when she calls her mom.
What happened in court for the courts to give her custody over here?
We went to court, and I didn't get my day in court. I didn't get it. They heard him all day, and the judge said he didn't have time. We're out of time. We're not going to pay them for overtime.
Okay, so the courts ruled. They gave that
in his favor, yeah. They ruled in his favor, and the judge at the end said, you know, this can be overturned. If I've got $5,000 to $8,000 to pull out of my ass, okay.
As a result of the custody, were you required to pay anything, child support?
Yeah, he got custody the date of the trial, and then there was a conference call a month and a half, 2 months later, and they tried to tell me that I made more money than I did. Anyway, he brought it down. He said, $200 a month, plus I have to pay half their insurance.
Are you angry with Ben over all this? How does it make you feel?
Well, yeah, I'm angry with him. I was angry with him 4 years ago. I was angry with him 6 years ago when he cheated on me in the marriage. I was angry. I was always angry. That's why I asked for the divorce. I was angry when he busted up my house when I said I think we need a divorce. Yeah.
Do you know of anyone that would want to hurt him? Anyone at all? And there's a difference between someone that would want to hurt him and someone that's capable of doing it.
Somebody that would know where he lived.
God, I don't know.
Don, something I have to ask you. Did you do it?
No. That's my daughter loves her daddy, and I know that.
It's a question that we have to ask.
Okay, no, I didn't.
Did you?
I didn't hurt my ex-husband.
Did you arrange to have it done?
No.
Okay. Would you be willing to take a polygraph test to verify those statements?
Yes.
You're doing great, and I really appreciate your assistance in cooperating. Because I will tell you...
Are you lying to me? Because I don't want to be lied to. Please don't lie to me. Just tell me what you think.
No, I'm not lying to you. We're trying to search for information.
Okay.
I will tell you
if you think I'm like a suspect of something, or if I did something, just tell me, please.
We've had the same conversation with Melissa, with Craig, with the friends already. Everyone, believe me. I will tell you, if I thought you did this, you wouldn't talk to me. You wouldn't be here right now. You'd be gone. You'd tell me to F off. You wouldn't be here cooperating in the sheriff's office talking to us, giving me consent to search your house, consent to have us take GSR off your hands. We've done this the exact same way with everyone so far. There's no benefit for me being dishonest with you at this point.
Okay.
How much money do you think Ben makes a year in that business? I have no clue what...
Well, according to when we went to court, they said they made like $4,000 a month together, which he does side jobs. I mean, he made money. He made like... He's so full of shit. I don't know. He has to make over $60,000 a year.
Okay.
I don't know if that's what he claims or not, but I know he has to make plenty of money. And that makes me mad that I have to pay him to have my daughter, who I gave birth to, when he makes triple the amount of money I make. Yes, that made me mad.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
I'm mad enough to kill him, though.
No.
That's an honest response.
Are you kidding me? He's actually dead. He's actually dead. My ex-husband's actually dead.
Yes.
Totally and completely dead. He's no longer breathing. He's not here anymore. And my daughter did not have... Are you kidding? Wait, no, you're not kidding. Wait. Okay.
Don,
He is not alive?
No. And I've told you that several times. I told you that at your house.
I know, but...
You really need to focus. I know this is hard, but you really need to focus. Okay? John, listen, not only for the sake of this investigation, but also your daughter.
He's not breathing. He's never, ever going to breathe again.
Oh, no.
During all the court stuff, I just wanted him to go away. I would have loved him to just go away. I wanted him to fall off the face of the earth. But it's not something I was serious about. I mean, it's not like I want him to die. I just wanted him to go away.
Never jokingly made plans one night drinking and say, you know, this is what I would love to do, and just sit there and bullshit with a girlfriend or James or someone.
No, you can even you look at my kids and ask them, who would your mom love to just disappear? They'd tell you him. My kids hate him with every second of their body. They hate him because they know what he's done and they know what he put me through, and they were there for it. And you can look at my kids and you can ask them, in this entire world, who would your mom want to disappear? And they tell you in a heartbeat, Ben.
If there is one person in the world that you could think of that would do that to Ben, who would that be?
Do you think the problems that Ben had with Dawn, do you think she's mad enough at him to do this?
Yes.
To make that leap from...
And if not her, she would have to find someone. She knows enough bad people. She was so mad. So mad.
What would be her reason in your mind?
Well, before, when I first met Ben, like, I've always heard from Scott and Cindy, Brandy's dad hated her. Or hated them. And always he was going to get out and kill him. We used to take Brandy when me and Ben first got together because I came from a divorced family and have issues and my heart goes out to children. So we started taking Brandy, but then Brandy started lying and stealing from Alyssa and hitting Alyssa. And this was Alyssa was only 3. All that I've heard from Ben, like, I honestly don't know too much about her except for what I've seen and how she mothers. I don't know anything much about them in their past. I know Cindy has told me that they would get in hand fights, like, they would fight. Physical fights in their marriage. I do know that. I do know that Dawn despises Ben. Despises that we won. She's a very self-centered person. And she's the only one that I can think that would have a reason to kill him.
What do you think if, and people are telling us that picture that you're painting of Dawn has been portrayed by others too. But what would Dawn gain by
Alyssa back, not having to pay child support. No.
Revenge.
Social Security, pure revenge.
Would she see Alyssa as a burden?
And she likes me. She knows Alyssa loves me. And Dawn said in court when we were in the summer, well, if I had to have anyone for my daughter's first stepmom, it would be me. Like, her issue wasn't with me. It was a power struggle between her and Ben. That's purely what it was.
Dawn told me, I asked her about why she got divorced with Ben. What is your knowledge on that?
I had heard both of them had been cheating on each other. They were going to get divorced. They were trying to get separated prior to Dawn getting pregnant. Dawn got pregnant on purpose to keep to keep Ben around. I just heard they just didn't get along. They fought. They argued all the time. Like, it was a constant thing.
It seems like, from what I've learned today, is that when Ben was with Dawn, he was a different person than he was with you. Would that be a fair statement?
Yeah. They were pill poppers. They were drinkers. And that's the thing, like, she just brought the worst out of him.
And I sent James down to 7-Eleven to get cigarettes. I don't even know what time that was. I don't know what time that was. I know it was late.
Can you just take a guess, thinking back on what time that might have been?
No. I'm assuming it was really early in the morning. I was really, really drinking a lot, so...
The police were able to confirm that James was at the convenience store very early that morning, and there was no evidence that Dawn ever left the home that night or early morning. James flat out refused to speak to the police, which left only Melissa as the prime suspect in her husband's murder. But with no conclusive evidence to arrest her, Benjamin's murder case went cold. The detectives didn't give up, however. They followed through with their plans and polygraphed Melissa and Craig. Craig passed his test, and surprisingly, so did Melissa, proving that she actually slept through the sound of a shotgun going off next to her head and managed not to sustain a single injury from any stray shotgun pellets. With that shocking revelation, the police then turned their attention to Dawn and James and began following and surveilling them. Then suddenly, over 6 months of diligence finally paid off when James was arrested for an unrelated case. He'd previously served a year in prison for grand theft of a motor vehicle and was released and paroled 4 months before the murder. However, he gave his parole officer an address that didn't match the one on his driver's license, and he was subsequently arrested in September for failing to register as a felon. The detectives took this prime opportunity to rehash Ben's murder with James.
I told you I had information that you were involved. And that's what I believe.
You think I killed him? Do you honestly to God think I killed this guy?
You were involved.
You really do think that?
James, I know you're involved. But before we go any further, let me explain a couple things, okay? Because you're in custody, and because you came here, you asked to speak to me, I want to make sure that we're not violating any of your rights, okay? And this is really important for us to sit and talk. I'm glad you called and asked for me to come down here and talk. I mean, I was on my day off today, but I came in to talk to you, okay? You don't have to talk to me. You asked to talk to me, okay?
Is this going to be being recorded?
Yes.
It is?
Yes.
Okay.
I said before, Jim, that I'm going to be completely honest with you with everything that I have, okay? I'm not going to lie to you. The information in this case is that you were involved in the death of Ben Oxley, okay? I have lots of information. I'm going to explain to you. We've been watching you for 6 months. We were watching you when you were down at your trade class, okay? Phones, everything, okay? Mm-hmm. So this is a very important interview for you. You have to be honest. Put it on speakerphone.
How do you do that? Dawn? Dawn?
Yeah.
It's James.
What's up?
They arrested me for this stupid thing. My bail is $5,000 cash only.
Hold on. I got them calling me back. Okay, hold on.
No, wait, I'm not. No. I only have one phone. I only have one phone call.
They're calling me. Hold on. Shit. Don't answer me. Listen. You get out today, okay?
You promise you're gonna post my bail?
They'll kick you out if you let me answer the goddamn phone.
Okay, answer it.
They hung up.
They want me to. I've told them I'll take the lie detector test if they want.
Okay.
Get the $5,000 and pay my bail. I will go to court, please.
Okay. I got it. Okay.
Okay.
I'll do it today.
You promise I'll be out today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, buddy.
I don't know what. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something right now, okay? I got out of prison. I sold drugs to kids. I was fucked up. I had no. I didn't give a fuck. I went back to prison. These kids were so pissed at me because I quit selling drugs and I grew the fuck up and I didn't want to do it anymore. I don't want to go back to prison. I don't care what you've heard. I don't do this to this guy.
And we need to talk. Like you said,
I will talk to you. Let me go, man.
Fill up the Miranda form so I understand that you know your rights. You know you don't have to talk to me.
I will fill this out if you tell me you're going to let me go.
I can't promise that. All I can promise you is that we will talk, okay? Whatever, but I can't promise you those things to get you to talk to me about something else. It doesn't.
Here, look.
If I do that, I'm violating your rights, okay?
Look,
I can't make
I'm
promises.
signing everything. What else do I need to sign? Is that it?
It says that you understand your rights.
I understand my rights.
It says that you'll talk to me. Sign right here.
Where? You guys are fucking with me, and you have no idea what the fuck I...
Okay.
Look.
Let me ask you something, James.
I fucking killed
I explained to you.
I straightened my life out, dude. I went to school.
We've been on your ass for the last 6 months.
And what do you think you have on me?
There's a missing gun.
missing gun. I know when I was in prison, my mom bought something. I'm pretty sure it was a shotgun for my brother.
Mm-hmm.
I just found out 3 weeks ago that she sold it. My brother thought that it was somewhere.
It was at Don's house.
I don't know.
You do know.
I don't. Whether you believe me or not.
James, if we're going to have these conversations, you can't lie to me.
Oh my God. If it was at Don's house, where was it? Where?
It was in the shed.
The shed in the back? My mom is the only
James,
person that had a key to
you
that.
lied to me when I talked to you.
When? What did I say? I lied to you.
You did, right?
Oh my God. I'm going to stop talking real quick. I want to ask, can I ask you questions?
Absolutely anything you want. Absolutely.
And you're going to be honest with me, and you're not going to, I don't want you to tell me I'm a liar. I want you to just answer me.
Sure.
What do you think I lied to you about?
In that first interview, when I originally asked you if you had gone out of the house that night, you told me no.
Okay.
You made up a big story about how you guys watched movies all night long, how you passed out on the couch, how you, et cetera, et cetera. You went on about that. Later, I found out through surveillance video that you were at 7-Eleven.
I admitted that.
Later, you lied to me during the first interview. Did you not?
Look, it wasn't...
No, my turn to ask a question. Did you or did you not lie to me during that interview?
What I said to you, I'm an alcoholic. I'm not gonna lie about that, okay? You can go to 7-Eleven and ask anybody who works there. I go there all the time and get liquor.
I know. About 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning you guys are there.
Me going and telling you I didn't leave was not... I go there all the time. Every night I go to 7-Eleven. It was not an intentional lie saying I didn't go anywhere. It's just some... You don't believe me. It doesn't matter what I say right now.
It absolutely does. What makes us worried is that you're at 7-Eleven 1:30, almost an hour and a half before Ben is killed. It's too coincidental for us just to go, oh, James, you tell us the truth. What happened? We're going to leave.
Well, I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't even remember that first interview. I don't even remember the names of the movies I told you I watched. I remember one was Descent.
You remember one?
And I don't remember shit. I don't remember what time I told you. I don't remember that. I don't know.
From our investigation, we have determined that you and Don are involved. Okay? I didn't say you pulled the trigger, didn't say Don pulled the trigger, didn't say whatever. Okay? But you guys are involved. Ben Officer was killed.
To tell me, do you think I sat wherever the hell he was killed at and pulled his goddamn trigger and killed him?
I don't have all the pieces to the puzzle. Okay? Do I think it's possible? Yes.
You think I killed somebody?
I think it's possible. But I know for a fact that you were involved. And if you want to save yourself, if Dawn wants to save herself, people have to tell the truth. Okay? Because I know Ben wasn't this sweet, innocent person that everybody paints the picture of him to be. I know that he had his demons, he had his problems as well. He wasn't necessarily a good guy when it came down to dealing with Dawn. Okay? And I know that you said you're an alcoholic. And there's reasons why you might have decided to be involved in this. Spur of the moment, upset, heat of the moment, things could have happened. And I'm not saying that you went there and pulled a trigger necessarily, because I don't know that. But I do know that you were involved in his death.
Am I under arrest for murder?
No, you're not.
Am I going to be under arrest for murder?
I can't promise you or tell you won't.
Do you have evidence that I murdered somebody?
James, yes, I have information in this case that says you were involved in this murder. Absolutely.
That I pulled the trigger?
I didn't say that. I want you to be honest with me. If you did, then let's talk about that.
Jesus Christ, I'm not
James,
talking. I did not kill him.
You keep focusing on that.
It's because I'm freaked the fuck out, man. I don't understand why. I don't know what you've been told or what you've heard. I did not kill him.
But you were involved in his death.
No! I don't know. What boggles my mind is what you've heard. Who out there is so mad at me that they're saying something?
James, you and Dawn have been inseparable for the last however long. You told me that you weren't having sex with her. She wasn't your girlfriend. You weren't sleeping with her. All that stuff. That's another lie that you made to me. Okay? Am I right? Why do you have reasons to cover that up?
You know, This bullshit you guys just pulled right here is what pisses me off. I want to tell you to fuck off.
I can understand that.
This bullshit I told you on the phone and left a message. I will talk to you if I have a lawyer present.
And you have an opportunity to. If you want one here now,
I have I told you I have no problem talking to you, but you guys are harassing everybody. It's bullshit. Tell me right now. Did I kill Ben? No. Do I know who killed Ben? No. Did Don kill Ben? No. Do I know anything about the murder? No. I'm looking you in your eyes. I did not kill him.
James,
I had nothing to do with this.
Because you're staring me down does not mean that you didn't do it. We believe that you guys are the only ones with the motive to do this. There's a lot of reasons. You have avoided talking to us and taking a polygraph test. Don has avoided talking to us and taking a polygraph test.
First of all,
You're asking me why. I'm telling you, okay? You're asking me why. You have connections. You've been to prison before, okay? All those kind of things are things that we look at. Every single thing. People were pointing us from your side of the family over to Ben being involved in this, that, and the other thing. None of those have panned out. None of those are true. We looked into everything. You guys are the only ones left in this situation. We took that big thing and we sifted it out, and guess who was sitting on top? That's it. That's where we're at.
Do you have evidence right now to arrest me for murder?
I told you, you're not under arrest for murder.
Do you have evidence to arrest me for murder?
James, I have evidence that says you're involved in this case. James, there were people who overheard you making comments in a rant and a rave that you were going to kill Ben Oxley. I have that.
For messing with Don.
For what?
Messing with Don. For fucking with their...
I fucked with Don?
No.
He was.
The person said they heard you cussing and screaming, I'm going to kill Ben Oxley for messing with Don.
Finally, after a full 15 minutes of being confronted with his own lies, James agreed to the officer's terms and even disclosed a bit of information that he hadn't told them before.
If I take this polygraph test and I pass it, you will get off my ass for the rest of my fucking life.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You will never call me or question me, period, ever again.
You satisfied completely what we asked. What else? What
else could we do to ask you, James?
And this is about everything that's going on in your world. And this can change your world tremendously, and we understand it. And what Greg's trying to do is offer you a lifesaver at this point, saying, "Look, you're doing all the things we're asking you to do. When you're done, we're done, because then I got to find another person to do this to."
Somebody told Don he died and he didn't feel any pain, and it was a big blast. I'm assuming that's a shotgun because you're tripping over this shotgun that's missing. I'm assuming that's a shotgun. I remember when I was in prison, my mom told me that she had bought my brother a shotgun. This and that, and she took it away from him and she fucking hid it somewhere.
The whole thing is, James, that if you were involved in this in any way, there could be an explanation. In any way, even if you knew about it after the fact.
I'm an alcoholic.
And people heard you going off
drink
and talking about how you were going to kill Ben Oxley.
If I
did you ever say that?
I don't. I can. Look.
Did you ever say that?
Okay, look. I, honest to God, do not recollect me saying that, but I can't say there's something I wouldn't say.
So, if you can't remember, and I have somebody who says you did, you probably did.
Just because I said it isn't I did it.
And with that, the interrogation ended, with the detective still no closer to a conviction, and for an entire year the case would remain at a standstill. But the police continued to surveil Dawn, who they could tell was succumbing to the paranoia of being followed. In November of 2009, the officers would get a lucky break again when Dawn was arrested for a probation violation.
Are we gonna record this? It might be just like videotaped or something.
I'm gonna record this.
It was a while after that he said, no, I could really go take care of it, you know what I mean, take care of Ben or whatever it is, something along those lines, and he was on the phone. And he said, do you want me to go do that? I'm sitting there going, are you serious? Are you kidding me? What, and then I'm like, what the hell is today? And I kind of sat there and no. What do you, no. And he goes, well, it's either now or never. And I'm like, no. No. You can't be serious about it because this is ridiculous. That was the way I looked at it.
Okay. Why were you thinking about what day it was?
I don't know. I do that. I was trying to remember what day, Wednesday, Thursday, what the hell day is today.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't even know. Or it was just one of those things I do. I'm like, what the hell is today?
Wednesday's not good for Kellen, but how about Friday?
Well, I don't know. It's just
Okay.
one of those things. I remember asking him what was today, and I told him no. And he took my card. He was supposed to get cigarettes, and he was going to pull money out of the account. Actually, you know what? I didn't even know about the money out of the account until a day later or something. I remember he told me a couple days later. When you guys came to question us, when you came over, like before you guys came over to my house, he said if they ask you about your bank statement, or if they look at your bank account, then tell them I went to 7-Eleven that night and pulled out the money, pulled out $40 out of your account. He didn't want me to say that he had went to 7-Eleven until you guys came to me saying, well, why was this pulled out of this type of 7-Eleven? Because I told you guys he had went to 7-Eleven. And then when you guys left, I told him that, and he said, why did you tell them? I'm like, well, what difference would it make? You went to 7-Eleven, you came back. What, you know what I mean? Other than that puts me being alone and him being alone and him not being there. You know what I mean? I kind of put that all together. I know he went to his mother's house. Okay, I found out later he had went to his mom's house because his mom asked me, like a couple days later, or told me she was kind of freaked out because he showed up at her house and he asked her to borrow her car and he took her keys. The keys to the shed where they kept the guns were on her keychain.
Okay.
She asked if she could keep those there because he was on parole and he was living with her. He woke me up and said, it's done. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I mean, now mind you, I just slept for, I don't even know how long. Around 4:30 you guys showed up. So this would have been around 3 then that he showed up. Because he woke me up and he said, it's done. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? He said, I need you to get up and I need you to follow me to my mom's house so I can drop my truck off. And I went, what the hell? I mean, I'm still kind of bewildered. I was totally drunk and then turned around and now I'm waking up out of a dead sleep trying to understand what he's doing, what he's talking about. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? He said, the cops are going to be here. I can't remember if he said, like, I shot Ben or Ben's dead or Ben's been shot or Ben's been killed or, you know what I mean? I don't remember the words. Okay. I think I said, you're kidding, right? And I kept, are you kidding? Okay, I'll follow you over there. And I'm, like, out of it still. So I get in my truck and all the way over there, I know I'm, like, going, oh, this is not happening. He's kidding, right? I mean, it's not real yet in my head. It's just not happening. I don't understand it. I'm not understanding it. It's just not there yet.
Right.
When he heard you guys come in and heard that Ben had been shot, he didn't want you guys to find the guns, so he put them in his truck, and that's why his truck was over at his mom's house, and then his mom the next day, I think it was the next day, couldn't understand how his truck got over there when it was at my house to begin with. I was in my Explorer. He was in the truck, followed him over to his mom's house. He parked the truck on the dirt there, and he got in the truck in my car with me. And I came back, and I don't know how he phrased Ben was dead.
But you recall him saying something about that?
Yeah, because I kept going, what in the hell is going on? Pull in my garage. I shut the garage door. He goes, we need to get in the house and lay down because the cops are going to be here in a minute. And now I'm starting to go, okay, seriously? You know what I mean? I even remember smiling going, seriously? And he said yes. And I remember we shut off all the lights and we went into my room. We put the Descent movie in. We weren't watching Descent. That was just in. So I remember him telling me that he went to Walmart. He said he bought a pair of shoes and he bought shotgun shells. He bought gloves and he bought tape. He told me tape.
Did he say why he bought those things?
Yeah, he bought the shotgun shells for the shotgun. Mm-hmm. He kept saying the cops will be here in a minute. Why are the cops coming over here? He goes, trust me, they'll be here. I'm like, okay. So, yeah, then the cops pound on the door, and he's like, that's them. And I'm going, oh my God, what the hell am I supposed to, what am I supposed to do now?
You said that James told you, or he said he whispered to Ben?
That he whispered, this is for lying about Dawn.
And who said that?
See, this is where I was under the impression that he did this.
Okay.
He said it was you guys. Mm-hmm. He said, that's them right now. And I grabbed the door handle. I was just going to open the door. And I stopped for a second and went, wait a minute. What the hell am I doing? and I like peeked, and then I saw all the badges, and I went, okay, it is them. It really is, you know what I mean? And the door was like almost open. And then I opened the door, everybody was standing there, and I go, oh, what did I see? Either now what happened or what happened now? Something like that. What happened now? And they looked at me and they said, either my ex-husband died tonight or your ex-husband died. And for a second I had to stop and I'm like, okay, I've got 2 ex-husbands. Because this is me thinking, this is not real for me. And he goes, your ex-husband, Benjamin Oxley. The first thing out of my mouth was, where's my daughter? That's all I could think about was where was my daughter at that point. Because now it's real.
Right.
And they said she's fine.
What I want to go to is kind of jump forward to when you first came here. This is when I first met you. They brought you to the station. I talked to you in this room. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember coming in here and I remember...
So just to refresh, we first met 614 days ago. Okay? So this case has been going on for that long.
And I remember asking you if he was... So he's not breathing?
That's exactly what you said.
Yeah, no, I remember.
Why did you not tell us the information that you had? Everything that you just laid out for us, the stuff that James did.
I didn't know what the hell to think.
Scared about what? We know you didn't do this. We know you didn't do this. I believe you with my whole heart that you didn't do this. I've been troubled by why you wouldn't have told us this.
I couldn't understand why somebody could do something like that or how somebody could do something like that.
Okay.
I was like scared to death and thinking, oh my God, I know people are capable of killing people. It doesn't, that doesn't happen. Well, I mean, it happens. Apparently it happens. And I looked at James and I said, I go, you might want to take a shower. I go, because they're testing me for all kinds of shit. And he looked at me and he said, I don't have anything on me. He said, there's nothing on me. I didn't do it. Somebody else did. That's when he told me somebody else killed Ben.
And so the next day, I came over, it was in the afternoon.
He called me. I never got Alyssa, and I was served the papers. And then you called, and I said, it wasn't even about Ben anymore. It was about this. She took my daughter. My daughter's gone. Where the hell's my daughter? It wasn't even about Ben anymore. I was pissed off at the entire world at that point.
I know you
were. I went above and beyond pissed off. I could care less at that point whether Ben was dead or he was still alive. I wanted to know where the hell my daughter was. At 5 o'clock that night, Ron called me and said he had turned my daughter over to Melissa because I never saw her and I didn't have custody of my daughter. And I flipped out. I went, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I just got through fighting through this whole thing and they lied about me in that courtroom and that fucking judge believed every second of it. From that second that Ron called me, I did not give a fuck what you guys wanted. I wanted to know where my daughter was and I was tired and I didn't even care that Ben was dead. I tried getting a hold of sending Melissa text messages to find my daughter the night before. Where are you? I'm supposed to have my daughter this week and what's going on? It was no longer about Ben and Ben being dead. It was about my daughter and where the hell my daughter is. And that's why when you called, I told you to kiss my ass or fuck off or whatever it was I said.
I know you're mad. You want to be mad at someone. You need to take some of that responsibility back on yourself because you could have helped yourself out back then. The past is the past, and right now you're helping yourself out, and you're doing great. You're doing awesome.
I watched James get into his truck, take a case out of his truck, and take it into his mom's house.
Okay.
I did not see a gun, but I saw a case. It looked like a light tan brown case. It kind of went like that.
So my question to you is, did he ever specifically tell you
where it was? No.
Where anything was, not just the gun, but anything else?
Mm-mm.
Why do you think James told you any of the things that he did tell you?
I'm thinking maybe he was trying to be, like you said, that knight in shining armor and take care of my problems and be that wonderful person and fix it for me. But instead it made it like 10 times worse. Mm-hmm. And maybe if he told me all this stuff, then I wouldn't come to you guys and tell you.
I know that this has weighed heavily on you. I've seen your appearance, take no offense, physically you
shit, yeah.
You deteriorated a little bit over the stress. Because when you know someone, you can do that.
I can't do it. I don't know. I wanted to believe him.
Okay.
And and that was what he said the night of the murder. He said he was parked way down the street, like by the church. James had only been to that house once.
Okay.
When I dropped off Alyssa one time. Look, James, I believe he is like totally in love with me. When he first met me, I don't even remember the time that he first met me. He told me about the time he first met me. And you guys are not allowed to look at me gross, okay? When I first slept with him, I thought it was wrong. You know what I mean? Because I was how old I was, and he was young. He was just turned 21, you know what I mean? And I know that happens all the time, but I felt uncomfortable with it.
Okay.
And I did not want anybody to know that because I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't want anybody to know. I mean, I had arguments with my kids because my son was really angry with me thinking I was sleeping with him. Well, he did it. I mean, I'm not saying he was the one that pulled the trigger, but I'm saying he did it. He took and he went and bought the stuff. He told me he bought the stuff. He got rid of the gun. To me, he did this. Even if he wasn't the one that pulled the trigger, he did this. He turned my life upside down, and it's not okay. I'm not okay. If somebody's capable of doing something like that, as long as I make him happy, I'm not gonna be next, right?
That was your mindset?
Yeah.
While Dawn appeared to be telling the truth, the detectives knew better than to take her word. They had evidence that Dawn was still hiding one little secret.
I believe that everything that you have told us is truthful statements, and so I don't think you lied to us, but I think you're leaving some things out that you know. I told you we have a lot of information, and this is part of the test. This is how we do interviews. We ask questions that we know the answers to, or that we know part of the answer to. We know that more was said between you and James.
However, the interrogation ended with Dawn refusing to say anything else about her involvement, at least this time. Police knew that Dawn was tired of the situation and would talk if given the right motivation. So they eventually worked out an immunity deal with Dawn's attorneys where she would testify against James and be safe from self-incrimination. After that, Dawn fully outed James as the murderer. And in June of 2010, James was finally charged with Ben's murder. But upon finding out that Dawn ratted him out, he in turn made a shocking confession that Dawn wasn't passed out on the couch that night as they both initially claimed. Rather, she was actually fully involved in her ex-husband's killing.
This can't be used against me in court if this doesn't go.
No, if they don't accept our offer, then it can't be used against you in court. It can't be used for impeachment purposes either.
See, I got out of prison October 11, 2007. I started hanging out at Dawn's house. Probably mid-December, we started the relationship on January 14th. Throughout that time, I was underage when I got out of prison. I was drinking a lot, so I could drink over there. My mom would let me drink at her house, so I spent a lot of time at Dawn's house drinking. I'm just gonna jump ahead to that night because I just want to get that part of the statement over with. The night of February 20th, I was with Devin, and I think Eric. We went to Burger King, and I got a call from either Dawn or Brandy saying that Dawn would come home early. We went back to the house. Dawn was upset. She was pissed off. We started drinking. We had Southern Comfort. We had multiple shots in the garage. Multiple shots. We spent hours in the garage, in the house, in the bedroom. We started talking about Rick Haggerty, about how a couple days earlier he had snuck into the doggy door to see what Dawn was up to. We started arguing about Rick. Well, not arguing, just started berating him, talking badly about him, about how much of a piece of shit we thought he was in the garage. I made the comment to Dawn that I'll take out Rick. Then Dawn looked at Devin and said, "Devin, who, if anybody, would I want to fall off the face of the earth?" Devin said, "Ben." I said, "I'll take care of Ben." And she said, "I don't want you to take care of Ben, I want you to kill Ben." I said, "You want me to kill Ben?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Okay." And then we got into conversation / argument about how much my family owed her because while I was in prison, my mom lived with her and
was calling Don's house while I was in prison, running the phone bill up, how everything's about Don. Everybody owes Don something. After that, we spent time in the bedroom, in the kitchen, talking about it more, drinking more. And later in the night, it got more serious. I asked Dawn to draw me out a diagram of Ben's house. She drew me out a diagram of Ben's house on a white piece of prayer paper. And then I started asking her questions like, is there guns in the house? Is there dogs in the house? Is there an alarm system? Exact routes to the house? I mean, people would be there. And then from there, it just escalated to a very serious, if this was going to happen thing. I told Dawn that I would need some things. And so she gave me her bank card. Went to 7-Eleven and pulled out $40. After I went to 7-Eleven, took my truck back to my mom's house because we figured the police would show up in the morning and we didn't want a warm vehicle at the house if the police showed up. While we were at my mom's house, I needed an excuse instead of just walking back for being in the house. So I asked my mom to give me a ride back to Don's house. I told her my truck was malfunctioning while my mom was getting ready. In my brother's bedroom, I had a blue trunk with a double-barrel 12-gauge shotgun in it that I hid next to the fence behind a 4x4. My mom then gave me a ride back to Don's house. We discussed it some more. We took Don's truck to my mom's house. We took my truck to Walmart. At Walmart, I bought the shotgun shells. I bought shoes. I bought rubber gloves. I bought paper towels. I bought duct tape. Got back to the car. Don and I took some more shots. Loaded the gun. We drove to Ben's house because we had left the diagram on the computer table at the house. So I didn't know how to get into Ben's house or to lay out of the house. It was on the computer table. We went to Ben's house, drove past his house and went to the school. We turned around in the school parking lot, came back, so we were facing 395 and parked on the side of his house. We went to the front door of the house. The front door was locked. We then went to the right-hand side of the house, around the house, and through a sliding glass door. It's hard for me to talk about. On the way to Walmart, Don had asked if I'd kill Melissa too. And I agreed to it. So we go in the house. The first thing I do is I go to the front door. And I unlock the front door and open it probably about 1.5 to 2 feet. So I have a way out. And then we go down the hallway. And as I'm walking down the hallway, Don stops in front of an open doorway, almost to the master bedroom. And I turn around and see that Don's not following me. And I go back and I grab her by her arm and pull her into the living room. And I'm whispering to her, what is she doing? He said that she's going to take Alyssa. He said you can't take Alyssa because it's their weekend. They'll know that we did this. And then order her back out to the truck. She goes to the truck. She's supposed to be in the driver's seat waiting for me. She goes to the truck. And I go into Ben's bedroom. And I'm standing there. And my eyes are adjusting. I'm standing there in a prone position. I'm standing there aiming this gun at his head. And things are going through my mind. Like, what am I doing? I'm sobering up really fast. Like, hours ago I was drinking and here I am with the gun in the back of somebody's head. I don't know how long I was in this, I don't know how long I was standing there. Something, I don't know if it was an alarm clock or I don't know if it was somebody moving in the house or what it was. Something happened, I jolted and I pulled the trigger, it shot Ben. I killed Ben. I killed him and ran out the front door. And as I got around to the front of the fence of their house, Dawn was running back to the truck. She got in the driver's side of the truck, and drove away, or with me, obviously. And I changed, took the shoes off that I bought at Walmart, put my shoes back on, the gun on the side of the road, put the shells, everything that we had bought and put it up next to the fence. There was some brush there, put brush over it. We got back in the truck, dropped off my truck, picked up Don's truck, went back to the house, went to the bedroom, and waited for you guys to get there. We put in, we talked about what we were going to say. We started drinking again. We put a movie in the DVD player to say that we would fall asleep watching that. And just from there on out, and you know the story, pretty much. This has been eating at me for 3 years.
You okay?
No. I'm not okay. I haven't been okay for a long time. I don't even know if I was going to shoot. It just all happened so fast.
Both James and Dawn's son testimonies indicated Dawn was more involved in Ben's murder than she confessed, but she gained immunity by that point, so there was nothing the prosecution could do. Perhaps the saddest aspect of the case is that during the 2-year investigation, Dawn and James still regularly got visitations with Alyssa, meaning that Ben's killer was essentially allowed to replace him as a father figure, and would have done so if the law hadn't caught up to him. But now, a full 4 years after Ben's death, James was pleading guilty to his murder. In March of 2012, James was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. While the prosecution couldn't charge Dawn in connection with Ben's murder, they knew they couldn't just let her get away. So they dug into her life a little in the chance that there was something else they could do. Finally, in October of 2011, Dawn was sentenced to 7.5 years in prison for an unrelated case where it was proven that she involved her 15-year-old daughter in multiple drug deals. But she was released in 2014 after serving only 3 years, whereafter she changed her name and moved to Las Vegas.